Do you want to manifest your dreams and realities, but you struggle because you keep resisting your negative thoughts? Have you been into the law of attraction for a bit and you start to fear every time you think something negative? Do you worry consistently that your negative thoughts are going to derail your manifestation, your dreams, and your visions from becoming a reality? If so, this video is definitely going to be for you because it's going to help you unravel what I would consider to be a complete disaster of a trauma that many people walk away from the law of attraction with. My name is Adam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I help people transform their fear, their traumas, and their mental blocks into love and freedom so they can create whatever they want with their lives. So I got into the law of attraction, 15 years ago or so. And in all honesty, it was a complete disaster for me. And that's not because the law of attraction doesn't work. Okay, it works. It's a law of the universe. The reason it didn't work was because of me and because of all my blocks, traumas, beliefs, etc. But I walked away, from all my manifestation attempts with this understanding of these sort of monkey wrenches in the process, these collective belief systems that I feel many of us develop as a result of some of these concepts, and therefore an understanding of how to begin to dissolve them. Now, I was at a 5D conference many months ago, and I remember this woman getting up in front of this large group of people talking about manifestation. And she said this thing that's very common in the law of attraction industry that we hear again and again. If you want to manifest something, you got to get rid of your negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts are like a rotten piece of meat, and you just got to throw them away. Now, she's a good woman, and she was trying to help people. And I don't want to talk shit about her, but that triggered me a lot, and it really pissed me off on behalf of myself and on behalf of everyone in the room. And what I wanted to do, which I didn't do, but I wanted to get up and just be like, do you have any idea how much you just fucked everybody up in here? Because what happens when somebody tells you not to think a negative thought? You start thinking a negative thought. It's impossible on some level to not think negative thoughts. If you think negative thoughts, it's okay. It's not going to ruin everything. It's one of the most important things to understand. They're just thoughts. The trick is this. It's not the negative thought that's the issue. The issue is more the resistance. When we intensely start to resist something, we can, doesn't mean we will, we can begin to create it. I spent many a day and night on my couch, balled up. Oh my God, I just thought a negative thought. Now the partner's definitely not going to come. Oh my God, now I had a negative thought about the negative thought, about the negative thought, and now there's way more power to my negative thoughts. Now the manifestation's definitely not going to come, and now I have more negative thoughts about how I'm having negative thoughts, and now I'm freaked the fuck out, and now it's going to any minute now I'm going to probably die in a car accident. I mean, it drove me nuts. Can you relate to this? Can you relate to the resistance of the thoughts? It's not the negative thought, it's the resistance underneath. It's the fear of the thoughts. So what you do is you accept them. You have a negative thought and you're like, oh, whatever, I got a negative thought. That's okay. I got another negative thought about a negative thought. That's cool too. Thanks, negative thoughts. You just made your negative thoughts positive thoughts by just not making them negative because you didn't judge them as negative because they just are what they are. The thing more is the belief. But here's the thing with that. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I think a good idea for us to practice is creating bridges between thoughts. Bridges between where we are and where we want to be. Like, for example, if you have the belief you can have a bunch of negative thoughts, but what you want is going to manifest anyway, you're going to start to create that reality. You can create the reality where you walk around all day being like, oh fuck this shit. This isn't gonna work. What a bunch of bullshit. My life's never gonna work out. I'm never gonna manifest a job I want. I'm never gonna manifest a partner. And then it'll manifest if that's what you believe. You can believe that you can have a shit ton of doubt and it's all gonna work out anyway. And then it will. I mean, is it ideal if you could stay in a positive space all the time and just only ever feel like you have everything you want and believe 100% in it? Well, yeah, but who could do that? Fuck, I don't know. I can't do that. Can you do that? How many people have manifested what they wanted and not thought that the whole time? Almost everyone. Almost everybody that ever did. Anyone who ever achieved their dreams, they all have doubts. They all have fears. They all go, fuck this, it's not going to work. I'll give you examples, okay? Almost every artist, creative, successful inventor, etc. You'll hear this over and over again. Some of their biggest successes were the things that they thought were the biggest pieces of shit. They didn't have positive thoughts about those things. Happens all the time. And I'll give you some examples. I love rock music and movies and comedy. So Radiohead and the song Creep. I don't know Radiohead. I'm not friends with them. I can't speak for them. But all the interviews I've read have been them talking about, we don't like that song. We never liked that song. We don't even like to play it. They hardly ever play it. They're like, this song sucks. Okay? James Hetfield from Metallica and Enter Sandman. He initially passed that song over, and Bob Rock, the producer, had to be like, no, you need to look at this. It's good. He was like, I don't know, whatever. And to this day, that's the song that he doesn't like playing the most. I remember hearing Matt Stone and Trey Parker of South Park talk about how when they first got their South Park deal, they were like, they'll probably play a few episodes of this piece of shit and it's going to be canceled. Okay? So it's not the thoughts. Here's the thing too. The ego tends to resist the divine. So when you have negative thoughts, where are they coming from? Maybe it's because something's about to happen and you're transforming and some party is resisting it, but it's going to happen anyway. This is the thing to understand. Your higher self, your soul, etc., has some level of a plan. Now, if your higher self or your soul wants something to manifest and your ego's going, no, negative thought, it's not going to fucking matter. Shit's going to happen anyway. And same goes for the flip side. If your higher self or soul does not want something to happen for you because it's not time yet, or there's a better path and you don't know about it, right? Or it's not right for you yet because there's a lesson you have to learn first, it doesn't matter what you think. It's not going to work. And the relief in that is the understanding that there's something bigger involved in the manifestation process. And that relief can help the lower self to let go and trust, which is really where manifestation comes from. Kind of trust and surrender. It's not every little nitpicky thought your human brain or your ego has. Here is the most important part of all this. The key is to be taking action in the direction of the things that you want. So long as you're taking the steps, it's all possible. And if it's meant for you, it will happen. Sure, it's good to really, feel stuff, feel as if you have it. Of course it is. But so long as you're taking the actions, that's what matters. What happened with me is I would get so obsessed with the thoughts I had that I'd stop taking action because I was like, well, what does it matter? My negative thoughts are going to derail it. That's fucking bullshit. If your head's telling you that, don't listen to it. It's not how it works. I had a revelation a while back. I wanted to be a rock star, right? And I was a gnarly junkie for like 10 years. And I almost got a record deal. It never worked out. And I spent a long time wondering. I was like, well, why didn't I make it? right? I'm like, well, it's not because I was a heroin addict. There's a lot of rock star heroin addicts. And one day I realized, well, the reason I never made it was because I never had a fucking rock band. I didn't have a band. I didn't have a consistent band that was out there playing and doing the footwork. Now, that's connected, right? Because I was really emotionally sick and traumatized, and that's why I went into the heroin, and the heroin diminished my performance, etc. But had I been extremely motivated and driven and healthy enough, like Keith Richards or a whole bunch of other people who did heroin and still were rock stars, and I was consistently working at it, it could have happened. Okay? And here's the last thing. It's just a question, something to ponder. What if there was no such thing as negative thoughts? What if all your thoughts were valid and therefore positive? What if because all negative thoughts were just the opposite to a positive thought, they were therefore also positive? What if negative thoughts, or the idea that there is negative thoughts, is in itself just a belief, and you could dissolve that belief entirely? So I hope that helps you to understand there's nothing wrong with negative thoughts. Your negative thoughts aren't going to stop you. When you start to have a negative thought, just be like, oh, cool, it's okay. I accept my negative thought. And if I can't, that's all right too. And if you keep not being able to stop them, then create a belief where you could be thinking negative thoughts all day long and manifest the life of your dreams. And it will start to move you in that direction. So there's going to be a lot more videos on law of attraction disasters because I got a lot of examples. Please comment. Let me know what you think below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. And I appreciate very much if you watch this. Thank you so much. And until next time.